Blog Talk
Hi, my name is
Radio.
Desiree. Hi, my name is Desiree, and today we're going to go ahead and get started about talking about tax write-offs and debt consolidation. Basically, what I wanted to do with this episode is talk about tax write-offs for your home-based business and other things that you can do to free up capital money for your business. One of the things that I did with my home-based business, which is richandrichhomeopportunities.com, is to actually reach out to find out what kind of tax write-offs can I actually have for Rich and Rich Home Opportunities. One of the things that I made sure to do very early on is that you want to describe and start your business off with how are you doing your business. Are you a sole proprietorship? Are you a corporation? Are you an LLC? Or are you a DBA, which stands for doing business as? And each one of those, you would have to reach them to see which one meets your needs. For me, I took sole proprietorship for Rich and Rich Home Opportunities. And with that came some certain tax write-offs that you can write off, when you file your taxes on an annual basis. If you require assistance, talk with your tax preparer that you have. I have one that I've had for years, so she would be the person that I would speak to because she also owns the place where I actually go to, and she owns it not because she was able to just buy into it because she had a lot of money. She owned it because she put some certifications behind her name with more schooling and education, and they hang on her place of business. So I really respect her, and she's really funny too. But by owning a home business, I think it's important for you to take advantage of any tax breaks that may be available to you. It allows you to at least be able to keep a little bit more of the income that you have coming in. Also, I went ahead and I applied for a tax EIN number. And I wanted to have that because there are times when I have people that, I may outsource something to someone to be able to complete for me. And, that requires you to be able to pay the individual. And so for me, that was a great ideal. And I am so grateful that I did that because my business can expand. And it's just a wonderful thing. And what I did with my business early off, and after talking with my tax preparer, I went ahead and decided to do some of those things in the beginning because one of the things that you're going to be doing, there are some things that have to occur for you to be able to operate your business. One of them is a lot of times you need to have a website. If you're not and even if you are a brick and mortar shop or store, you want to have a place where people can go to, and that's just like a website. You want to have a place that people can go to so they can find your goods and your services. Well, that's not going to be free. You're going to either pay for that website to be designed and to be for the upkeep of the website. For your brick and mortar store, you're going to have to do some type of marketing and advertising to get your business out to people, whether, however you choose to do that. So you want to keep receipts of everything that you are doing that is for your business. And it's a good idea. I have a folder that I just keep in my, I keep it on my computer. And so every time a bill gets generated or an invoice or anything for my business, then I put it into that folder. And that makes it very easy for when tax time comes around, at the year end, you can go ahead and you can bring up all of those receipts of those things that you have been doing within that tax year so that you can take advantage of whatever tax incentives are available to you at that time. So typically, when I am advertising, these are my marketing and advertising costs, and they will be different for each individual. But one of mine is basically maintaining the website. So hosting any type of updates that I need to do to the website, any thing that I'm doing to improve the functionality of that website and the pages of that website, any marketing and advertising I do with that website, both on and offline, because online there are a lot of different programs that you can sign up for to have your business to be a part of that, and so that's a cost. I promote my business online also by having my blog talk radio show. That costs for me to be able to run, a certain amount of time on the show and for whatever it is I'm going to be utilizing it for at that time. But it is for my business. And so I save that receipt. Any business cards, pamphlets, brochures, I save those receipts. Whenever I get my invoices in from any place where I'm marketing and advertising it for my business, I save it. And it's very clear on the receipt what they are. Also, for if I'm going to a business meeting for my business to get someone possibly to do an interview for Blog Talk Radio or anything like that, if if we're there and that meal is being paid for that, then I'll save that receipt. And I like to put information on the receipt so that it clearly marks it as, the reason why, because you'll forget, a couple months go by, you're like, what's this receipt for? So if you just, mark it on the back of your receipt, or if you can't do that, I scan my stuff into my computer, into my folder. And so you can just write something brief, and attach, everything together in that folder so that when you go to your tax preparer, you don't have to be thinking about, oh gosh, if they ask you what's this receipt from, you'll know because you'll have it in writing what it was from, what it was utilized for. Any gas or anything like that you are paying for while you are doing things for your home business that are home business activities, and you're going to and fro to do those activities, you can save those receipts. And, as I said earlier, write yourself a note so you know what this particular receipt was for so that you can take advantage of that. If you are going to a party and let's say one of your salespeople or your stylist or your jewelist or your makeup rep, if they are hosting a party and you go to that party because you are one of the hostess, because a lot of times if you have people that are learning the business and you've had more experience in the business, they will invite you because they know that you know more about it. And so that increases their success that they have at their party. And so you're using your gas, your car to go back and forth to do those type of engagements. If you are requested by another business owner to maybe come and talk at some event that they are having, it's the same thing. Any types of, if you're doing trade shows and you're paying for your setup and how everything is going to look for your venue, then that's something that you can take advantage of. So you want to save all of those types of receipts because it will really pay off in the long run. Can you write your car off? Now, this one I'm going to tell you to really get with your tax preparer, get with your accountant so that you are very sure about what you can write off if you are utilizing your car for your business. Because typically for your car, and I'm going to talk about another one that falls in this area too, it has to be a car that you are operating solely for the business. Now, if there are some loopholes in there or anything like that, I don't know them. I prefer not to mess with the IRS about anything, so I want all of my stuff to be things that are written in stone that everybody can see, and that, there's no gray area. Because if there's a gray area to me, then that's an area where you can get into some legal issues. So if you are operating your car and your car is for your business, you will see individuals that will have signage on their car that refers to their business. They are probably leaving and driving. They're leaving and driving that car for their business purposes. That car may have some repairs that need to be done. You can't get to the business. You can't keep your business running without the car. Those are repairs that you may be able to write off. So you want to keep a detailed information about what you are actually doing. And whoever your preparer is, I would, continue to talk with them, because I know one thing: when I do my taxes, I always pay for the audit portion of it, so that if I am audited, I'll have my tax preparer there, the company there with me as we go through that audit to justify whatever. And I've never had it happen to me. So, but that never say never, because it can always happen. Also, home offices. This becomes another big one. If your home office is solely your home office, and that's the only thing that you're using it for is to run your business, then there are home offices that are within, like, let's say for me, for instance, I don't have a home office. This would not be considered a home office. But, if you were living wherever you were living at and you have a room that's designated as your home office, and that's the only thing that you are using it for, then you may be able to get write-offs for like the rent or whatever that you're paying. If that's truly the only thing that you are using it for is just your home office. And that doesn't apply to me, because I use it for all kind of things, and I just happen to have an office that is conveniently located in here also. Don't forget about those pens, that stationery, paper, any ink, because ink is expensive. It's like sometimes $100 if you're getting black and you're getting colored ink, and they run out very quickly depending on what you're doing. Make sure that you keep those receipts as well. If they're babysitting and childcare, if you've got to run out and someone has to take care of your child while you run out and do your business errands for the day, and if you're paying somebody to do that for you, then you need to keep that receipt. It's a good idea. Probably, I like people to sign things, so I would probably have them sign it, with whatever, the hours were, the amount, and all that great stuff. And, then I have like a receipt for it. Or if you're writing checks, I don't write checks anymore. It's been forever. Maybe that's another way that you can keep up with it. We already talked about coffees, meals, and things of that nature, that, if you are doing those things in the pursuit of, your business, those are definitely things that you can do as a write-off. Some of the things in your office, now some of these do, they do actually, I do them also. So they apply to me, is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth before my tongue continues to get tied, is the fact that you can actually, if you are using a telephone within that office and it's a telephone that's only for your business, that's what you can use. You can utilize that as a write-off. I also have, if anybody knows anything about Google Digital Voice, I have that also as, an office business phone. But I say the receipts from that because they send you an invoice. But if I also do have an office phone, and that number, the only person that gets that number is the person that I give that number to, unless they just, find it arbitrarily. Your flyers, your newspaper ads, all of those things, will count as write-offs. Now, the other thing we want to talk about is debt consolidation. Debt consolidation, for some people, can be very straightforward, and for some people, it can be a touchy issue for them, because one, when you are starting up a business or any kind of debt consolidation, you're worried about your credit, because your credit is going to be how you're able to get the personal loans, business loans that you need to be able to run your business. However, what I will say about that is that if you have so much debt that the only thing that you have money to do is to pay that debt, then you probably need to start reconsidering some of the other financial things that are available to you to be able to continue to operate that business and maintain that business. Because you can pay all of the bills to keep it in operation, but if you're not able to bring in enough money to actually continue to do your marketing, your advertising, you're going from place to place in your car that's used for your business. If you're not able to do those things, after a while, your business is not going to be very successful. So when you think about debt consolidation can actually lower your monthly payments that you are making. So if you have lower monthly payments because they are rolling all of those bills into one monthly bill that you can afford, that can free up that capital that we were talking about earlier, or money, to be able to finance marketing